And I see a Vivo who just joined in. So hello to everybody. I just put the link on the Conscious Minds group. So I think there are more people popping in now. So it's nice. Lovely to see you all. Great. So welcome to hello Anu. Yes, hello, hi. You can actually just put in, text or something if it is difficult for you all to put on your cameras. It's okay. You can just put a text or just put on unmute yourself and you can speak also. Okay, so welcome to one and all to Talking Solutions 3.0. Today we are going to be talking about intuition, how intuition benefits us in our life and how we can nurture it, nourish it more with solutions with our guest Mira, who will be talking about how art helps us in intuition. So it's all about art and intuition today. So I would like to open the floor first to everybody present here. What do you think intuition is? What is intuition? What do you think? Like, did you have some incident where you experienced intuition? Who would like to go first? Take the
So
brownie points.
I can start. Hello, I'm Neva from London. Hello.
Hello.
Um,
Hello.
for
Hi.
me, intuition. Can you can you hear
Uh,
me?
just 1 minute, Neva. Manvi, something is echoing on your corner.
My corner? Okay, all right. Maybe it's the speaker one side.
Power off.
Yeah, is it better? Mic check.
Can
Can you say
Let
something?
me say something. Yeah, it's better now.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Neva, go ahead.
Thanks, Mira. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Neva from London, and for me personally, intuition is just being in flow, in a harmonic flow with my own natural self. So I'm also an intuitive artist, and when I paint, it's just being in that flow. Like there's no mind, no thought. And it's just pure. It's actually for me personally, it's just being in the heart. So yeah.
That's lovely. Being in the heart, I think that's one superpower to develop, to just feel your heart because we are so much in our mind all the time. So
Yes.
yeah,
And my experience of it is probably my first experience of it is being a mother of 3 daughters and having that intuition of just knowing what your daughters want. As soon as they're born, you just know what the baby wants. I think intuition is something that's very natural to being a woman also. But from my experience of it first happened to me when I became a mother many, many years ago. And it's just like, how do I know the baby needs a feed now? Even when I'm sleeping, you automatically wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning knowing that the baby needs something. And that's happened even 30 years later now. All my children are in their 20s and they could be across the world somewhere else, but I would know they would something about them. And I'd just call them and they say, Mom, how did you know? So it's the flow of harmony within the heart and within as nature.
Wow, that's a lovely share. Thank you, Niva. Thank you for this.
Welcome.
Anybody else who would like to share their perspective about intuition? What is intuition to you for those who have just joined in? What do you think? What is intuition? Have you experienced something like that? Anybody who would like to go, you could just raise your hand. You can just unmute yourself. You don't need to put your cameras on. I think I see one unmuted person. I think it's Vijay. Is it on purpose or would you like to say something? Okay, all right. Fine. So we'll be starting with our guest today, who is talking about talking solutions with us conscious minds. So little bit about conscious minds. Conscious minds is a collective of people who, are wanting to do good for the earth and good for fellow human beings, good for the earth through eco-friendly initiatives, mindful initiatives, and meditative ones. And we are a collective community on WhatsApp. We have a group, and that's where we have these talking solutions every Saturday at 3 o'clock. So this is about conscious minds. Me, I'm your host, Architect Manvi. I am a natural eco builder. I build with mitti, stone, bamboo. I do that. So for me, this collective of artists, healers, and entrepreneurs is like gold for me. And today we have like the gem present amongst us. That is Mira Krishnan. She has been an intuitive and spiritual coach and an artist since, like, Mira, please go ahead and give your introduction.
Thank you, Manvi. It's
Yeah,
a pleasure to be here. Thank you for everybody who has shown up. I'm truly grateful for your presence here because you are giving me a platform to speak about something that I'm deeply passionate about. Firstly, I like to introduce myself as a spiritual artist because that's what I've been practicing for the longest. I'm also a spiritual guide and I do a little bit of healing. I'm a trained yogacharya. But as a spiritual artist, I'm a self-taught uh, artist who has been painting mandalas and yantras for about 25 plus years now. And um I do deity art. And for me, creating sacred geometric art is a way of reconnecting with my own inner self and a way of connecting with the divine and a way of connecting in with my intuitive wisdom. While, today's session does touch upon intuitive wisdom and developing intuition using sacred geometric art, that's just one of the gifts that the practice that I'll be sharing about touches on. uh, Before I get into the challenge that we'll be addressing. So I think Conscious Minds has set up this concept where we pick out one challenge which is pertinent in today's society, something which each of us might be experiencing, and then proposing certain solutions. Drawing upon our own personal experience or lived experience that we can share and support each other with.
that's
So
true.
before going into that, I want to touch a very tiny bit on how I perceive the gift, uh, uh, gift or the quality of intuition or intuitive wisdom. So for me, intuitive wisdom, I like to define it as a higher wisdom that transcends our egoic limitations. It comes from either a divine being, a celestial being. It comes from nature. It comes from our own higher self. It can come from the collective wisdom of our community and ancestors. It can come from a variety of different sources, and it offers us guidance and insight which we might not be immediately aware of with our logical analytical mind. So like Niva said, it is from the heart, but it goes beyond our logical and analytical self. It is an inner knowing. It's a little different from instinct. We have intuition and we have instinct. Instinct is something that we are born with. Intuition is a sort of a gift and a muscle that we can exercise and develop. So, if you wish to know what path you should take in order to reach a particular goal in life, you want to manifest a certain life in your life, a certain sort of life for yourself, but you don't know how to reach there, practicing by or to harness and grow your intuitive wisdom is what will help you reach that space. And like any other muscle, like, your arms or your legs, intuition also is like a muscle. The more you challenge and exercise and nurture it, the stronger it becomes. And then it becomes like this internal guide and compass, which shows you the way ahead.
Wow, that's
So,
lovely. I think such clarity while you are, explaining intuition. I love it. I love that you said that it's a gift and a muscle to develop, which actually empowers all of us in the room at the same time. Like all of us have intuition. You don't need to be a woman or spiritually inclined or anything. You just it's a muscle to develop. So, wow, that's super empowering. So, like you
thank
rightly
you.
said, we are working on challenges. So, what is the challenge right now that you're seeing regards to intuition?
So, what I'm going to focus on in today's session is basically, let's look at where we are all connecting at from, right? We are all on our screens, on our tablets, laptops, cell phones. It's a gadget, it's a technological gadget. It's a gift that we've received, something that helps us connect across the globe, literally, at different time zones, from your bed, from the road, from anywhere. This is an incredible advancement. But this same gadget is also something that has gotten us sort of enslaved to it. So many of us must be just waking up. If you can show me with a show of hands, how many of you look at your phone first thing in the morning to check messages or the time? So we all do. And uh, for a lot of us, it becomes a sort of an addiction that we get drawn towards without meaning to. And we are constantly engaged with it. For a lot of times, it might be because it is work, it is necessity, but for a lot of time, it's because we want to escape the apparent blandness or emptiness of our present moment. The present moment, to be silent, to do not do anything, can be very uncomfortable. Some people say that I get bored if I'm just sitting with nothing to do. Right? Our mind wants something to engage itself with and focus itself on. Otherwise, especially as we grow older and life experiences come across us, we have a tendency to reflect on maybe painful thoughts or scary thoughts or anxiety inducing thoughts. And it's very hard and uncomfortable to stay without the support of either people or gadgets. And gadgets has become so easy. We take it into the toilet with us, we're going to bed with the phone beside us. So this creates a very intense kind of disconnect with ourselves, with our intuitive wisdom. We don't know what we are thinking. We don't know what we are wanting. We don't know a lot of times what it is that our heart and our sole purpose or calling is. And this disconnect from ourselves makes us feel discontented, unhappy, leads to lifestyle challenges such as depression or mood anxiety disorders. It just makes us feel unstable. And this instability or this sense of disconnect is what I want to address with today's session, specifically focusing on that. Now, another thing what that happens when we are engaged with our gadgets is that we are so dependent on it. For most of the people, if I tell you to just not take anything but come and give me a talk on whatever your chosen field of work is, a lot of people in today's state will not be able to come and do that because they've not really solidified and strengthened or connected with their own life passions itself. For those of us who are working with nature or with art or with creative fields, uh, we are forced to come and mold and play and shape, so there is more connection with earth, with ourselves, with our creative spirit. But for others, it's become a challenge where we also lose touch with our community. Our conversations revolve around what we are seeing on the screen. Our conversations revolve around what we are materialistically getting, receiving. Meditation videos are happening, like there are more meditation videos than behind the scene meditation. Everything is for display, but very little to really truly enrich the soul. And
Yeah, and
this,
I think that also creates a social isolation within
yes,
us. Like you
yes,
said, it's like the
yeah.
connection with community goes away, with yourself goes
We
away, your
are
work is
so
gone.
intricately connected with everybody at every moment, but it's also the time when there is maximum amount of isolation that people feel. And the reason that we feel isolation is one, we've stopped becoming our own friends. We have stopped getting bored with ourselves and talking to ourselves. We stopped playing and engaging with others. And we've stopped trying to connect with nature or a superior intelligence, one that lies at the heart of existence. There is a power which has brought us all into existence. You can call it God, Goddess, Shiva, Shakti, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, right? Buddha, any being. There is a superpower. There is a power which is very extremely compassionate and affectionate and loving, and we've lost connection with that. We have to look at a calendar to know when the next new moon and the next full moon is. Our ancestors, who are more earthbound, who are more in connection with nature, were able to tell the phase of the stars and the direction just by looking at the celestial objects, right? So that is the kind of connect that we have lost. And when we lose touch with the world outside in this way, we also lose touch with the world inside us. There are so many people who say, "Oh, I have acidity and I'm not feeling great," and they're eating a samosa and a chai along with it without realizing that there's an action and reaction that is happening. And in order to understand that that action is causing a reaction, you have to be present, aware, and turned inwards, or connect with your own inner being as a way of understanding what's happening. So, to create pauses and to create spaces, the sacred art practice that I engage with, or the sacred geometric practice that I engage with, and I wish to speak about today, is
The solution
truly
to
is
this,
a solution, is one of the pathways through
one of
which
the solutions.
we can
Yeah.
walk in order to reconnect with ourselves. Now,
Yeah. So I would just quickly take a poll here. Who all feel this disconnect is a real problem here? Can you raise your hand? Like this disconnect that we have from outside, from self. Can you all just raise your hands if you agree that this is like a real problem? It's a challenge that we have.
like this.
Just
Yeah.
like raise hand, just click, or you can send it on the chat. Please raise your hand if you think that this is an issue right now, that disconnect we have within ourselves. Yes, I see a lot of hands raised up. Yes. Okay, we got a thumbs up too.
Thumbs up is good too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's dive into the solution. What can you guide us with for increasing this
So,
connection? Yeah.
So today I'm going to talk to you about a practice which is very dear to my heart. I've engaged into it in a very active manner, especially in the past 3 years, where I've been connecting with this practice almost on a daily basis. Like I sit with it. It's like when you come and meditate every day, I come and sit with this practice almost every single day. It's called a freehand Shri Yantra sadhana, or a Shri Yantra practice, which is done freehand. Now, to begin with, let me explain the word yantra. Okay, so yantra is in simple parlance means an instrument or a tool. And inside Tantra, an instrument or a tool that facilitates spiritual sadhana or spiritual exploration and practice. Yantra also acts as a reservoir inside which you can collect energy. It's like your mala or your prayer beads, or it's like a portal through which we can receive energy, we can send energy, and we can collect energy. Now, yantra is a sacred geometrical form or a drawing. Nobody has invented yantras. Yantras are not imagined and created uh, out of imagination. Yantras are seen. Yantras are handed down. Now, if you look uh, at water, the element water, okay, water has a certain chemical composition, which is H2O, and then it has a physical geometrical drawing which depicts the shape of water molecule. In the same way, a yantra is a geometrical outline or drawing that depicts the energy or the energetic configuration of a specific deity. Each deity has a yantra associated with them. There is a Ganesh yantra, there is a Durga yantra. So if you wish to draw upon the energy of Ganesha for grounding, for anchoring, for stability, for removing obstacles, then Ganesh Yantra is a sort of an instrument that you can connect with. Now, each deity has three ways that we can connect with them. First is their physical form, like our physical body. The gods and goddesses are not very different from us. Okay, they basically function on the same three levels, just at subtler levels of engagement. So they have a physical form. You pay to a god's murti or to a photograph, and then they have a mental body. A mantra, a sacred mantra, Om Gang Ganeshaya Namaha is Ganesha's mantra. So mantra represents Ganesha's mental energy. And the yantra is the energetic body of Ganesha. Like we have our chakra system, Kundalini Shakti, male energy, feminine energy, all these energetic currents that are flowing inside us, which are not really measurable by scientific instruments yet, but they are still very much present inside us. And those who are of
Yeah.
us who are energy workers know of this, right? So
Yeah,
a
yet
yantra.
you have to highlight yet that we still don't have the technology for it. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So
No,
yeah,
the research has proved actually that, when you have researchers showing what effect meditation has, especially a lot of Shivananda yoga students and some Japanese researchers, they've come together and they've done some immense amount of research and beautiful studies on this, where you can see different lights, parts of the brain light up during meditative practices, during
oh,
different pranayama practices.
yeah.
So it's not yet like I just said, tangibly measurable, but
Yeah.
it is very much present. So the yantra is the energy body of a deity. So we cannot create it in the sense that we cannot create it out of our imagination. It exists. And there are gods, rishis, seers, or higher evolved beings who have seen this. Like we need a microscope in order to see the shape of the water molecule. You need a special set of eyes or vision to look at these. Now, since most of us human beings do not have that kind of a vision developed, we refer to sacred scriptures and texts and ritualistic lineage gurus and teachers who hand these yantras down to us. Once the yantras are with us, we should treat them with the same reverence as we would give to a mantra or a deity's image or sculpture. So the yantra is very not to be differentiated from the deity.
Right.
So that takes care of the definition of a yantra. Now, when I say Shri Yantra, I'm speaking about a specific goddess. Okay, Shri, the word means that which is auspicious, that which is life affirming, life supporting, life nurturing. Shri is also the name of a very beautiful goddess. Okay, she's called Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari. I wanted to show an image. Manvi, you put me there. Great.
Yeah, I think that works, right? You want to
Yeah,
share
it
an
works.
image? You can. Okay, great. I can see your head cropped over it. This is
No,
good.
just a minute. It's not yet on. Just a minute. Okay, can you see the image
Yeah,
now?
I can see the image and I can see you there. I think your image is the green screen, right?
Wait.
Yeah, yeah. This is good.
So this is good, right?
Yeah, this is good.
Great. So this is a goddess who is called Shri or Shri Lalita Tripura Sundari. She is the Tripura is the three worlds. She reigns over the three worlds. Three words can be the upper world, middle world, lower world, or the three states of consciousness where we are sleeping, dreaming, or awake. So there are so many different triads that happen, right? There is positive, negative, or in between, a balance of these. Anything that is coming across in three. She is the goddess who rules over all of these qualifications of threes. That means there is no realm that she is not governing. And if you see this particular image, she's seated on a couch on which there is a blue colored deity who's lying down. So in her mantra, one of her mantras, it is said that she's seated she's Pancha Preta Sana Sena. She's seated on a couch or an asana, which is supported by five dead bodies or five corpses or pretas. Okay, now they are Brahma, Vishnu, Ishana, Rudra, all these superpower deities that we've heard of, right? She is seated on top of their dead bodies, and they are dead until she breathes life into them. So she is cosmic mother. She is said to be the mother of this entire universe. And those who follow her, uh, pray to her or invoke her as the goddess who can bestow both spiritual as well as material abundance. So her geometric form, her geometric configuration is called a Shri Yantra. Now, this is a Shri Yantra. A Shri Yantra is also called a Raja Yantra or the king or queen of yantras. It is a most powerful sacred geometrical form where you have in the center 9 triangles that are interlacing. 5 of them are downward pointing, 4 of them are upward pointing. The 5 downward are Shakti or mother triangles, and the 4 upward are Shiva or father. So it's only when Shiva and Shakti come and begin to play together that manifestation, the petals and everything that is growing outside her, the world starts to evolve. So the Sri Yantra in that way is also said to be the blueprint of this universe, as a cosmic world. So when I say it is a blueprint of a universe, basically what it means is every single thing that you will see in the world outside us is represented in this specific drawing. It has very particular number of measurements, petals, triangles. There's a certain way of placing them. At the heart of it is a dot. That dot is called the Bindu. That dot is where the goddess lives. The rest of it is her domain. And when we draw this correctly, then you're engaging with the entire energy of the goddess. So in the outer world, we have 5 elements, right? We have your earth and water, fire, air, spirit, space. Each of these elements has a certain triangle which is dedicated to it. All the 3 gunas, the rajas, tamas, or sattva guna, the 3 qualities or 3 tendencies, they are depicted inside this. The outer square, if you see there is a square, courtyard or boundary which is placed outside, outermost of the diagram, that represents the earth element. And it
I
is
was
there are
about to ask you, is everybody like seeing the screen that she shared? Can everybody see it? I just want a thumbs up from everybody. Yes? Yeah, you can see the screen, right? Okay. I have to just ask the audience if it's all okay or not. I think as an
absolutely.
architect, my first question was why the 4 doors? So
Yeah.
yes,
So
please continue.
the 4 doors are, it outermost square is called a bhupura or an outer courtyard. And it is like you can think of it as the goddess's body. You can think of it as the goddess's temple. So that is the outermost earth periphery. There are 4 gateways: body, mind, earth, body, mind, heart, and spirit, or north, west, east, and south. So you can enter into the yantra and commune with the goddess and receive her grace from outside the yantra through any of these gateways. And there's a whole lot of there can be like a text which can go on, never ending text which can be written about the different ways in which you can understand the sacred form. Okay. And when I say that this is a blueprint of the world outside us, all the elements, the sun, the moon, the star, everything is represented inside it. It is
Yeah.
also at the same time a mirror of the world inside us. The elements outside are also there inside us. We have Muladhara Chakra, the root chakra, that is earth element, right?
Yeah.
Then we have the water element, then we have the fire element. We have everything as above, so below, as within, so without. Everything there is there in the world outside us is reflected within us. So,
Hmm.
by its very presence, the Shri Yantra acts as a beautiful instrument that helps us realize that we are not separate from the world around us. While you just are listening to me right now, if any of you were to find the inspiration to sit with the yantra, learn a little more about it, contemplate more about these intricacies, that reality will become evident to you. And you will first see it in the yantra. Then, when you're walking down on the road, you will find that you are not separate from that little puppy, or you're not even separate from that piece of garbage which is there on the corner. Everything that is inside you is there outside you. That which is calling for attention inside you will also call for attention outside you. If you are someone who is very particular about, maybe taking care of your health and what you're putting inside your body, you might find that that is something which is of equal importance to you in the outer world, or some kind of a mirroring will happen. So this is the first way of engaging with the yantra. Now, this
Okay, so
yantra,
quick question. Is this
hmm,
yantra made by you?
yes,
Wow, like how was it painted? Like what did you
it is
use?
a 2 feet by 2 feet acrylic on canvas, and done using geometrical instruments like compass and scale, and according to the proper, flow. The colors that I have put inside this have been intuitively received through meditation. So when I engage with these kind of practices, at the first level is the drawing. And in the drawing, in the Sri Yantra, if your attention wavers, you will make a mistake. You will discover the mistake after 20 minutes of drawing, at which time you will have to come back and start afresh. So that is the goddess playing with you. She demands complete focus, complete attention. When you are focusing on this sacred piece of art, you are not only creating art, you're also connecting with a wisdom that is greater than yours, your own inner higher wisdom. There is a part of you which is there in the etheric body, which knows more than the part of you which is there in the physical body, but also your guides, your mentors, your teachers. This yantra helps you connect with them as well. So intuitively, the wisdom flows in. You will know exactly which direction to go in. You will know exactly what words to say. You will know exactly whom you need to communicate with in order to make certain things blossom. Now, after creating this, what happens is, when I paint and when I do the further decoration and all of those kind of, for me, it is a way of offering, it's like instead of offering flowers, I'm offering paint. And I chant so it might be just as something as simple as, Om Shri Matre Namaha, Om Shri Matre Namaha, Om Shri Matre Namaha. So when we are chanting with a prayer beat, or when we are meditating and we are focusing on our breath, what we are trying to do is we are trying to get the mind out of its rut of the usual loop of talk and conversation that it functions on. Our mind functions on a certain, specific type of loop, and it gets kind of caught in that. And that's why we live the same stories and the same type of patterns again and again. So, for anybody who is wishing to make certain significant changes in their life, in their personality, in how reality is opening up around them, working with a sacred geometrical art, especially Sri Yantra, would be very helpful, because while you're working with it, you're forced to stop thinking in the usual pathways. Your mind gets a break. When it comes back, new pathways, new neural pathways can be formed, new ways of approaching, and fresh ideas can flow in. And because it is a goddess's path that you're doing, the goddess wisdom also flows in. So it's like two in one, you can say.
Wow,
Now, this
it's like
is
you've opened a door of information with intuition. I thought it was going to be like, just a paper, pen, and brush. But I think you have
uh,
connected the entire world as a mirror and then us learning through this yantra. So, oh my God, very
so this is
interesting.
actually this particular image is a Sri Yantra drawn according to traditional techniques with the geometrical instruments.
Yeah.
Today's workshop or today's talk is about a freehand Sri Yantra.
Hmm.
This
Okay.
is what I am offering. This is what I'm teaching. I'm teaching the other one also. That is a longer 9 day or 9 week immersion that I talk through, and I work with chakras in that. This is the practice which I have been engaging with almost on a daily basis. Creating something like this, not with the coloring, but just the outline structure will take me 15 minutes. That's it. But that 15 minutes is, it's like, intuitive flow of dance that you do where you leave everything outside, or intuitive writing, which you do where you are not thinking and you allow it to flow. In the same way, you connect with this. And this practice has incredible gifts. Okay, so the gifts are actually, I've put them around the borders of this. It sharpens our intuition. Now, how it sharpens our intuition is usually when we are drawing this kind of uh, draw a sacred geometrical art, you need scale, compass, protractor. But here you're doing it without relying on anything. What do you rely on? You rely on intuition. Intuition is actually lived wisdom, either lived by yourself or lived by your higher self or lived by your masters, guide, and divine beings. It is experience knowledge which is already present, and you're just pulling it into a place where it becomes valid and useful and pertinent. So if I have to draw a straight line and the line gets shaky, or how long do I make the line? How do I draw the circle? I have to focus and draw upon my intuitive wisdom, my inner wisdom to guide me. It is like, how long do you think this fabric is? How many kilograms do you think this must be? Do you think this is like half a cup? When
Hmm.
we ask these kind of things, we are not just randomly asking questions, right? There is intuitive wisdom, which is lived experience guided. So we draw upon that. The second thing is it builds confidence. A lot of students who come for this practice have never done any kind of artwork, and they've just sort of jumped into it. And by the end of it, when they see that they've managed, and 100% of my students have finished it. Okay. So when they reach the end of it, there is joy, there is thrill, and they receive confidence within themselves that, hey, if I can do this, I can do a lot of other things. So every single skill that you master and experience inside this practice will be equally applicable outside of the practice in your life outside. When you practice drawing on your intuition, there's a certain flavor you'll get to how you're connecting with that wisdom.
Yeah, because when you
That
say कि
flavor.
ये कप में कितना है, ये इसमें कितना
Mm.
है, these are just very minor questions. But when the decisions come down to what way should I go, this way or that way in our life, कि दो
Yeah,
decisions हैं,
yeah.
उसमें it will directly impact. That's what you're saying. The
So you
intuition
have to
will
keep
help you.
practicing it and learning to trust yourself. That is the
Yeah,
next one, right? You
yeah.
learn to trust yourself. Fine, first few times you might make a mistake, especially think of cooking or driving. First few times you might make a mistake, but when you keep coming back to it, when you keep testing yourself again and again, you will learn to trust your inner judgment of what is the right direction to take. And the more you learn to trust yourself, the greater your reliance on yourself can be, the better you will be able to guide yourself. It's just something which flowers inside. Okay. Then comes unconditional love. This is a beautiful one. Okay. So there comes a part where I'll hear my students say, oh my God, my circle looks like an Australia map, or my petals are so ugly. And I ask them to pause there. Okay. Because, uh, of two things. First is this is the first time that they are approaching this practice. So, as a young child, if it's a toddler who's learning to walk, the toddler is going to fall. It's not going to start walking immediately the first time it tries. So, be compassionate to yourself, give yourself that acceptance and that permission to explore and to make mistakes or to make flawed attempts. But there is also this other thing that when that child is falling, the mother is not sitting there and saying that, oh, you're such a useless child. The mother has unconditional love and proud of every single move that that child is making.
Yeah.
While you're creating this and you're making your mistakes, you have to look at yourself both as the child as well as the mother who's nurturing the child. So you have to learn how to offer yourself unconditional love the way the mother would provide to the child, because you are your own champion. You are your own inner guide. You are your own friend, partner, teacher, and support system. So this is something which you start practicing. Also, they'll say this side does not look like the same, that side looks different, it's so imbalanced. I say, your face does not balance out, okay? Our hands are different. That doesn't mean it is imperfect.
Right.
It's just the way that this gift unfolds. And along this way, we find creative, fearless expression, creative freedom, because as as I talk my students through the workshop, they find that there are different ways that they can make the petals, and I give them a little creative freedom. So they feel this sense of satisfaction and a sense of accomplishment, a sense of inner quietening of the usual chatter and insecurity, and you're actually flowing with grace. Because, like Neva said in the beginning, it is about being in your heart, and you get to be in your heart and you flow with divine grace. And for me, what happens is I use this as a manifestation portal and tool. At the start of a practice, I'll set up a prayer for whatever it is I want. Maybe it is something to do with my health. Maybe I want some support financially, or I want some, guidance with work related engagement or something like that. I'll think of that. I'll write it down. I'll offer up a prayer, and then I'll set it aside. And then I'll go ahead and do this art. And then I will not think of my prayer or my wish. It's like it's gone, it's reached, and I trust that guidance will flow in. And as I create the art, I get, sometimes there will be a voice that speaks inside me. Sometimes there will be a call that comes and someone in my circle comes and gives me the answer that I want. Or in a few days, automatically that sale happens without me doing anything. It is the most powerful practice that I've experienced in my 25 years of life. And it brings me so much joy to share this with others, because every single group that I've conducted this with, or in even one-on-one sessions, people have either burst out in tears or felt overjoyed and sense of disbelief that, oh my God, I can't even believe I did this. And I also started off with a little self-introspective, you know, uh, contemplation, helping them set their own intentions with the practice and stuff. So they find their path through it. You become, it's like you're entering the goddess's temple, but there is no priest inside. You are the priest and you're the devotee, and you're connecting with the goddess, a goddess who is actually a reflection of yourself.
Wow, that's
So
beautiful.
this
I
is
think the
the
part that you said about surrender is something beautiful. Surrendering, because हम इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस लेके आएंगे कि मेरा आगे क्या होगा, ये क्या है, वो क्या है, there is big list of questions in our life, but then keeping those questions on the side, like you said, surrender, and then doing the practice, that will let the intuition flow without the mind being in control. Because everywhere the mind will always be like, yap, yap, yap. Maybe this is what Devi is saying. Maybe this is what the higher powers is telling you. You start getting into your mind. So that breaking off and then following it was a very powerful piece. Yes.
for me, one of the before I came for today's talk, I thought of maybe a few other things which I would have wanted to share. But
Yeah.
the goddess guides me intuitively, and when I do her work, it's always, I surrender and I let the divine use me as a vehicle to transmit whatever message has to come across in whatever way it would be best received. And I stopped at 10 minutes to the end of the session. So there is enough time for, if there is any quick Q&A that people want to engage in. I thought
Yes,
I would leave that. I did
that's
not
lovely.
look at the
Yes,
watch in the middle, but this
no
is,
problem. I
no, this
think
is
you
divine
were,
grace.
yes,
So,
yes, that is, that is. I think we covered like इतने से time में इतना बड़ा topic. So
yeah,
we covered a lot. I mean, obviously people can get in touch with you one on one to, dig
yeah,
deeper into this anytime. But yes, we
yeah.
have the floor, like Mira said, we have the floor for question and answers or any comments that you want to say. You can either message, raise your hand, or just unmute yourself. Video is not compulsory. Any questions about what we spoke today or about just intuition? Okay, we have another participant here. Okay.
Oh, hi. Hello, Mr. Handsome.
Should I talk more? No, I should stop
He
talking.
doesn't seem
I
very,
should stop talking.
man has gone somewhere. He's like,
Okay,
okay, this is
go
too much
ahead.
paparazzi.
Yeah. Anyone with any questions?
Yeah.
Yes, I see Gitanjali raising her
Hello.
hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Thank you
Gitanjali.
so much, ma'am, Mira ma'am, and also Manavi. And
Most
I
welcome.
really loved the session. And whatever ma'am said, like Mira ma'am, I have seen your page also.
Oh,
I've
okay.
gone through Instagram page also. And from so many days, I was thinking like, मुझे तो ये मतलब अच्छा लगता है ये यंत्र और जो ना sacred geometry is my favorite thing. But I have never learned. And
Hmm.
ऐसा लग रहा है कि कैसे ये ड्रॉ करे और that question appears all the time कि मुझे तो ये
Hmm.
सीखना है but then how
Hmm.
ये वाला क्वेश्चन रहता है I have so many prints and I have so many printouts also with me and I'm an artist too but then I have my own style of drawing things like I like feather moon so around
Yeah.
nature I make drawings with my imagination so I have a page on Instagram too. You can
Hmm.
see my art also. But then I have
Sure.
never like मुझे समझ में नहीं आता कि exactly कहाँ से ये designs आते हैं सब अलग अलग and it is very मतलब जैसे intuition आपने बताया उस तरह से वो है और मैं explain नहीं कर सकती ज्यादा but then it comes like so
Yeah.
many designs comes on my mind and I just draw it. So
Just
and
keep doing that.
yeah, and geometry, sacred geometry, Shri Yantra. So recently, well, my sister, she follows one ma'am like she Lakshmi ma'am. So she's learning all the things like Lalita Sahasranam and Saundarya Lahari, and so Shri Yantra is very close to me, and that's why I want to learn this like sacred
Wonderful.
geometry especially. And I
I
loved
will be
your
sharing
work
some
also.
workshops on that.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to join, and I would love to share. And you are only being drawn towards this. See, there are so many people who could be drawn, but only those that the goddess says it's your time to. It's like going to Siddhivinayak, or
Yeah.
it's like going to a holy place, or anything like that. When it is your time to have that experience, you automatically are entering into that portal. So it's a great it could be any place, it's so I don't believe that there is only one god or one denomination or Hindu or Christian or anything like that. I feel like there is energetic guidance in across the globe in it's you become so today I read something very beautiful. Become multilingual, learn to speak the language of art, poetry, dreams and passion.
Oh,
So
Wow.
uh, that's
Wonderful.
what you're doing, right? So learn to speak of your visions, of your dreams, of your aspirations. Speak the language of that. Speak it fearlessly. If you don't want to show it to anybody, it's all right. Keep it with yourself. If you want to show the entire world, go ahead and do that. So,
Wow.
Thank you so much. And also, I've loved the, Matangi Ma's drawing. I just love that drawing of yours. I don't
I
know
did it with
where
Niva.
it comes from,
Yeah. I did it as
but
a
it's
workshop
very
for one
beautiful.
of my students who's here, Niva. She wanted to do a Matangi painting, so I did that sketch for her and the painting too.
Oh,
Great.
beautiful, very beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
I was very drawn to Matangi Ma's drawing of yours, especially. It is very, very beautiful. I can't even explain in words. That drawing is very
I
much
think, like I
near to
said,
me.
it's a reflection. So Matangi is a goddess Manvi, who is the goddess of nature, mantra, poetry, creativity, arts, and if you go into these wild woods where you have these untamed trees which are growing and in their full lushness, you know, that is the kind of energy that Matangi Devi has, and that's probably what is drawing you in. Maybe your heart is drawn towards that you would connect with Manvi, that you would connect with this kind of a community. They are all people who are drawn towards
Right.
Matangi sort of wisdom. So that's why.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Thank you
lovely.
for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you for the question, Geetanjali. I think there's some kind of network issue.
Hmm.
One second. Yeah, it is stabilized now. Yes. Okay. Wow, Mira, I think you've it's like the first time that somebody introduced me to Harry Potter series.
Yeah,
It feels like that. There's like
it is, it
so
is, it is,
many
it is like
things.
that.
We have to go through
My
all
It's
the
a
books to
world of
really
its own.
understand.
It's a world of its own.
so
It
Yeah.
hi,
is.
Gopika here. So I would say I'm one of the blessed student
Yeah,
who was introduced to Sri Yantra. The journey is amazing,
yeah.
and there is no looking back. So I'm looking forward to your free hand yantra as well, which
It'll come
something.
soon.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
is grace by next month. I'll be announcing it.
Awaiting that,
Yeah.
and admire you both, ladies. Looking forward for more, such sessions. Grateful to be here. Thank you.
Gopika is another Matangi energy, So somehow the women who enter my field have a lot of Matangi and Lalita Devi energy inside them. They just
Mm.
carry this vibe of nature
So,
goddesses.
Mira, we have one
Yeah.
message, so I'm going to read that. It's from Anu. Her
Yeah.
freehand Sri Yantra workshop is amazing. It will leave you speechless. Mira ma'am is wonderful being, privileged to have learned this from her. Thank you, Mira ma'am. That is such a
Thank you,
sweet
Anu.
message,
Thank you,
Anu.
Anu. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
joining. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. I think we got a lot of knowledge today about intuition. I personally wasn't expecting so much. So, thank you, Mira, for giving us this abundance
Thank
of
you for the opportunity,
knowledge.
Manvi.
Can we,
It
like,
was a
we've done
pleasure.
this for all the talking solutions. So, can we do a quick meditation while assimilating all this knowledge? Is
Yeah,
everybody in
absolutely.
for it? Are you all like, good, okay? Thumbs up? Yes? I see two, three thumbs up. Okay, all right. Let's dig into it then. Okay. Okay, close your eyes, everybody. Relax wherever you are. Relax your body. Be comfortable. Let's slow down our breathing. Let's come to our inner awareness. Let's think about what was spoken today about intuition. Like Mira said, intuition is an inner knowing. It's a gift and a muscle to develop. So, how do you feel when you think about your gift, your intuition? How do you feel? Let's connect with that right now. What does your inner being want to say to you? Let's first acknowledge that it's okay to lose touch. It's okay to lose touch with it. Sometimes the world outside causes a disconnect for us inside. So it's okay to lose touch. And let's make an affirmation to regain our connection with our intuition. Let's make an affirmation. Yes, from today, I would be more connected with my inner knowing, my intuition. I accept it as my guide. And as I do that, I trust it. I surrender and I trust it completely. To practice this, I will engage in some intuitive activity. I will try my hands on Sri Yantra or some other art form or any other creative form. Could be art, dance, music. Let your spirit flow with your intuition. Let's not forget what we discussed today, that it begins from your heart. Your heart flows this intuition, so let it be your guide. Let's say thank you to this knowledge bestowed upon us today. Let's say thank you to this small Zoom call to give us an introduction and a initiation into this world of intuition. Let's give thanks to ourselves to have such great power hidden inside of all of us. Each and every one of us present have this power within us. It needs to be exercised, practiced, and this muscle will guide you. Let's thank all the higher beings who made this session happen. A final thank you to your intuition. I thank my intuition to always guide me, always show me the road, which is the most loving and the most best designed just for me. With a grateful heart and a smiling face, let's open our eyes. If you want to come back, you can tap your face or you can rub your palms. Oh my God, I really loved the session. Thank you, Mira.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. I hope you liked the meditation.
Loved it.
Yes, okay. So I hope to see all of you in Conscious Minds community also. That's where we are bringing in every every Saturday, 3 p.m. We're having Talking Solutions. Do join in. And yes, Mira, would you like to say a few words?
I think it's good. I'm looking forward to see more people for join up for the free Shri Yantra sadhana. Hopefully, by the start of next month is when I shall be sharing a new immersion and keep creating.
Yes, keep creating, keep
Keep flowing.
flowing. That's true. Keep flowing. It takes you to wonderful places.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mira, for this lovely session. Thank you, everybody, to join in. Thank you, Gitanjali, Manisha. Thank you, Anu.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Mira, madam.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Manvi.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Thank you,
Binafsha.
Meera ma'am. Thank you, Manvi ma'am.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
Thank you,
Gopika.
Mira.
Thank you, Niva. I see
Thank
Nanda.
you.
Thank you, Nanda.
One
Thank you,
thing I want to
Samit.
say,
Yes, please.
this topic was beyond my uh, means I cannot assimilate it.
I think
Can I
it's
learn
beyond
this
our
at
regular things.
Yeah. Can I learn this after 60
You can
years?
learn it at. My dad is 75. I just taught him how to draw the Sri Yantra. He
Yeah.
has never drawn anything. He thought he couldn't do it. And I have taught Nikita, Nikita's mom.
Mm.
She has learned from me. So anybody can absolutely learn it. And I'm a very, by the goddess's grace, very patient, happy teacher. So it's everybody's welcome. Maybe you might do better in a in-person session rather than an online session.
Mm.
Because then I can be even more hands-on. Maybe we
Yeah.
can arrange one at Peace Villa
Mm.
where we can have, or and even in my studio,
Mm.
both the places. So you can come in person, then I can actually, sit next to you and guide you. So you can definitely do it. It's a thrilling practice.
Yeah. I want to learn, but will I be able to?
Yes, you will.
Yes, you will.
Yes.
So she is
Thank you.
currently
Yeah.
doing my intuitive dancing, if I would just
Yeah.
frame it like that.
You have hands, you have eyes. By the
Yeah,
goddess's
right?
grace, you can do it. That's it.